Hey guys, welcome to my first ever devlog on my personal Unity project. I started working with Unity over a year ago, and I am learning as I go along. I've come a long way since then. I am working on building a multiplayer objective-based survival game. The idea of the game is inspired by the very popular survival game mode from the Uncharted series. However, many of the game aspects have been taken from the World War Z game as well. The project is very ambitious, and I am currently working on my own. Therefore, it will take a long time before I finally release it to the public. I used two major assets that really helped speed up my workflow. The Polygon Apocalypse pack by Synty Studios was used in the game to create the environment and the character models. I found they were very easy to use and their art style was just amazing. They have many different asset packs available, which can be bought from the Unity Asset Store. I highly recommend checking them out. The link will be in the description. Character and movement fundamentals was used to create the player controller in the game. It provides a base for the movement and camera controllers. Another great asset, and I highly recommend. A link for that will also be in the description. So the game is set in a post-apocalyptic world where you as a player must defeat hordes of enemies and complete objectives as they are given to you. I designed the HUD to be very minimal. On the top right hand corner of the screen you can see the score and the number of players on the map. You can have a maximum of 4 players in one game. The dollars is the in-game currency that you can earn by defeating enemies. The character I am using in the gameplay is Daniel. He is one of the 3 characters that players can choose to play with. Each character has their own individual attributes and starting weapon. Daniel has a hammer as his starting weapon. Guns can be found in weapon altars that are spread around the map. These weapons have to be bought with money. I can access the pause menu by pressing the P button, which will freeze the game. I can resume back into the game, access the option menu, or quit the game. I chose to drop down my graphics as I noticed I was experiencing a drop in frames. Probably because I was screen recording at the same time. On the top right you can now see a list of objectives that the player must complete to progress through the game. Some objectives are very important, and if not completed, the player will lose the game. As you can see, the enemies start running towards me, and I have to defeat them with my hammer. When I hit them, a health bar appears on top of them to show how much health they have left. Every time they hit me, my health drops as well. The green bar on the top left-hand corner is my health. The purple bar is the experience points that can be earned by defeating enemies. 21 is my player level, as I've played this a few times prior to this recording. The player level and XP is saved on my local device, and will load up automatically when I open up the game. The player can also dodge enemies by pressing the F key. I'm actually using a controller, which can be plugged in via USB, and the controls are automatically mapped onto it. Now, once I had enough money, I can buy a revolver for $280. This weapon will now be in my inventory. I can switch back and forth between the hammer and the gun. More guns can also be collected and similarly be cycled through using the Q key. Or you can quick select weapons using the numbers 1 through to 4. As you can see in the scene, there is green gas all around the player. This gas stops the player from accessing all those areas. However, I can interact with the gas valves and unlock the areas using dollars. Some areas can cost more than others. The guns can be used to shoot enemies from range. Each gun has their own attributes which affect the behavior of the gun. These attributes affect their fire rate, reload speed, range, and damage. A cross can be seen in the center of the screen when an enemy has been hit, to let the players know they have shot the enemy. This cross is known by many gamers to be called hit markers, which are used in many other games. A red hit marker appears when the shot is fatal to the enemy. Hitting the head of the enemy triggers a critical, which does 3 times damage to the enemy. On the bottom right hand corner of the screen you can see the inventory. You can see I currently have 1 crowbar and 1 medkit. You can also see the gun I am currently equipped with and the ammo remaining. 27 is the maximum ammo, and 6 is the remaining bullets in the magazine. Once the magazine has run out, it will initiate a reload. Or the players can do this manually by pressing the R key. When the reload is initiated, the player cannot shoot, and the progress bar shows how long until the reload is completed. This reload time is dependent on the weapon. The crowbar can be used to clear debris or unlock doors. Once the debris is cleared, the crowbar will be used, and they will have to search for more to open other doorways. These crowbars can be found in various places around the map. In the gameplay, you can now see I have now found a semi-fire automatic rifle. This gun has a very long range, slow fire rate, and high damage, typically used for long-range combat. Another weapon that can be found is a shotgun. This gun is short-ranged but very high damage. It shoots 4 different raycasts in specific directions to cause a spread effect. This means multiple enemies can be hit with a single shot. This spread can be seen very well when shooting a wall. Now, as the player has progressed, you can see a new objective has appeared in the objective list. The player has to find a radio and the diner to progress in the game. The player has now picked up an automatic rifle which can be used at all ranges. It has moderate damage and very fast fire rate. The shoot button can be held down and the shots will fire successively. Now you may notice a new enemy in the game. This enemy is called a scout. These run very quick and deal very high damage. The enemies do not care about objectives and only attack players. As we progress through the game, all the enemies will increase in health and therefore make weapons less effective and requiring more shots to kill. Now, at this point in the game, players will encounter a new enemy. This enemy is called a Mutant, and it is more intelligent than the rest. It is slow moving, but deals high damage. However, once it reaches lower health, the mutant will change to an enraged state. In this state, the enemy can move faster and jump at the player from a distance. If the player is nearby to an area where they land, they will take significant damage. Once the end of the game is reached, the player is greeted with an end screen that displays all the final stats. Now finally, let's cover the UI of the game. Upon startup, the main menu will open up. It has been designed to be very simple with very few buttons on each page. The background is dynamic, and the character that is displayed is the last character that the player has chosen before quitting the game. If it was the first time the game was opened, it would default to choosing a character named Emily. Let's go through customization first. When selecting customization, the camera will zoom into the player, and on the top right hand corner of the screen you can see the player level on the skill points are shown. I am currently level 25 with 105 skill points. These skill points can be used to upgrade the character's attributes to make them stronger. Hovering over each button displays the character and their statistics. If I press the upgrade button, the skill points will decrease and the character will upgrade. This can be seen in the statistics panel where the attributes are improving. If I go back and enter, you can see the upgrades I've saved. If I quit the game and enter back in, these stats will also be saved. Now the settings menu has been sorted into 4 tabs: video, audio, controls and other. When each tab is hovered or selected, their corresponding options will be available below to be adjusted. If I change the graphics to low, you can notice a significant change in quality. Notice how the shadows have gone. The audio can also be adjusted by using the slider in the audio tab. The game controls can be found in the controls tab. Different control layouts can be seen depending on which button is hovered. In the other settings, the game can be reset. This will delete the contents in the .ps file. The awesome soundtrack in the game is made by Martinez Lau, also known as White Sand. Check him out, he has a lot of great soundtracks available to use. If you are currently building your own game and want a tutorial on something specific you have seen in the video, request it in the comments below. If your comment gets enough likes, I will definitely make a step-by-step guide. If you would like to follow my progress on this game, be sure to subscribe. Like the video if you have enjoyed. Any support is very much appreciated. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.